Hi everyone, it's Raybo again with the same cast of characters. Today I just want to show everyone the Lakeside cabin by Yagisan. It's part of his Settlements Redone. And I'm here with Haley, Dog Meat's running around here, Piper, Ivy, and Darlene. We got the whole crew here. And so this is Lakeside Cabin. It's getting close to evening, so I need to hurry up here. So, but on several of the Discords and several of the threads on some settlements, we've been talking about different startup locations. And this one is kind of my new sanctuary. Here's Lakeside Cabin, here's Vault of 111, and here's the Triangle of Death. And as you can see, I've kind of limited my number of settlers in the Triangle of Death. But here was the first settlement I built, and so it's FPS friendly. It's very similar to VFX's Mystic Pines in that it's a lot of the Precombines aren't broken. What you see around here, a lot of the trees, because the Precombines aren't broken, you won't be able to scrap them. But the pine trees are all Boston Natural Surroundings, and you can of course scrap those. So let's take a look from up here what the settlement looks like. And as you can see, it's a very big settlement. You can see, because of the terrain here, you can't get a full picture of the settlement borders, but it basically goes behind. Oop, let's see if I die here. Obviously I found the settlement border there. Thank you, Kinggath, again for setting up a feature in Workshop Plus that we wouldn't die when that happens. Anyway, so really big settlement borders. It's fairly near. I think you can probably see it. Here's Abernathy Farm. Probably down here's the Ranger Cabin. So, and over here's Starlight. So anyway, very generous settlement location, plenty of space, and like I said, you can push the borders a bit at this location given the uneven terrain. Makes it a very interesting, fun place to build. So anyway, now that's a settlement. I can tell you right now that the Lakeside cabin is no longer here. I kind of built on top of it with this little settler place to have them congregate. The bridge is still here. One of the features that this settlement has that I really enjoy is the trader that's here is very handy early game. So you're going to see some mods here. I'll just run through since this was a game start location that I had put in, but having that trader here early game makes it really handy. Ivy's getting frisky, but it sounds safe, so we'll keep going here. Here's a sim settlement hammock. These tents I put in for extra settlers before I decide what I'm going to build for them. And these are Simplistic Tents by KitKat. Turn down the sound a little bit. And I can't show you guys right now because I think there's no fruits or vegetables here. But I'm also running a mod called Quick Harvest, and it allows you to pick all your corn or multi-fruit with one button. I highly recommend that mod. It's a lifesaver to keep you from having to pick all that produce. It looks like I have a cook settler over there with a lightsaber, so that's what all that green light is. This is where the Lakeside cabin originally was. Looks like I kept part of the door there, and wasn't really intending to show everyone the the build here, but this is, you know, a combination of creation kit and snap and build. And it's just, you know, your typical place to put some internal plots. I think they turned out very well. And then a place up here with the Wasteland Ventures furniture store, the Vault Tech soda bar, and I think this is Uituit's lounge. So just a nice cozy place. I love the, let's see if we can get a settler here to do something. The one thing I like about the Vault Tech, the actual mod versus the pieces that are in the Mega Pack Year 2 is he has this furniture in here that puts food out for the settlers, so you don't have to do all that decorating. I consider it immersive. So anyway, before it gets too dark here, I'll take you guys through the rest of this. This is one of my all-time favorite plots right here. It's a Uituit plot, and you can see here I had a few extra markers here because it's a place I really like having the settlers congregate. I just think this is a fun mod to see them all get in the water, and it's not a mod that I'm going to show you guys. It's still up on the Nexus, but in the workshop I have a cube that I can place over these, so it adds immersion to it that they'll all take off their clothes and dance around in their skivvies if they're in the water. So that's kind of fun. And of course, nothing special. I'm sure you guys all have better builds than this, but early game, never intending to show it to anyone, just your typical player home. Get started off with this Paris scrapping machine to, you know, get those early components. Captain Kunt's desk, and I don't even know's logistics station. Now, this surprised me. I don't think "stay out of my house" says anything. It can be said any better than having a few heads on stakes. But I could have swore this was a Uituit plot. But no. Captain Kuntz, good job. Oh. That's a pretty slick plot, and I think this is one of the new ones. So good job. You got me on that one. I like it though. Now here's another favorite plot of mine, and I think this plot really represents a lot of the authors and just how much love these guys put into these building these plots. If you look here, you see the conveyor belt pulling scrap and junk out through the conveyor belt. You can see it dropping into the incinerator back there. I think that's just cool. When you look at the detail of some of these, it's just mind-blowing. So, you know, Kinggath for giving them the tools, and these authors that keep putting out this wonderful stuff. Sometimes in some locations I'll put a bed up here once it gets to level 3, so the settler in here can keep warm and stay in near their plot. I think this is a Uituit water plot, and even though it has its own, man, why is it doing that? I probably need to figure out how to place Uituit's plot, but I'm using Para's foundation underneath, and I just think those look really cool. So let's see how that looks. I might have to look at how I place that and see if I need to place it lower. That might be a little high for settlers to get on. Another Para mod. It says ASM sensor mod. That here's the settler for the plot, and I just pushed a hotkey and it calls the settler. So even if you're moving them between settlements or they're you know, doing something like that, you can just get near the plot and hit that hotkey and pull whatever settler in there to see who's assigned to it. It's getting dark. So I need to close this up. But there's one more plot that I keep on wanting to talk about. And these are a Wasteland venture plot, and they're called Raider Hobbit Holes. And they're my favorite plot to put in places like Oberlin Station, when you can build down the side of the hill if you're using a mod like All Settlements Extended. And I think these are very immersive. I would assume that given the post-apocalyptic scenario, that if people have the ability to build underground or into a side of a hill, so the hills here weren't quite big enough for me to clip them in, but they still fit in really well in this spot. So you can see a diversity of other plots here in the background. It's a very fun place to build, and I know everyone's all hot on the city plans, but I still can't get over the enjoyment of building my own settlement. It's just the diversity of what we can do with these plots is just amazing to me. So
How's it going?
anyway, that is Lakeside Cabin. And let's see here if we can get an evening shot of the build here. I think that's a security station from the Mega Pack Year 1. This is where is it? This advanced industrial gives you ballistic fiber, so it's a good one to get started on early and get a little additional ballistic fiber for your game. And look at that, you can see the settlement border here now, and it looks like I got that robot smell incinerator quite a bit outside of the border, so that's a cool thing. And it looks like the border does extend a little bit past the here's my settler assigned to it. So anyway, I hope everyone had a good time tonight, and thank you for watching, and please if you get a chance, check out the mod and give it an endorsement and see if you like it. I know I sure do. It's a fully built up settlement, and so I'm starting to push my frame rates here even with my machine. So even though it's FPS friendly, there's still several spots here, you know, I'm getting 60, 70 here, but in the center of the settlement, it does, you know, get down to the high 40s. So anyway, everyone have a nice evening. Thank you.